Thing. So, hi everyone. Today we're here for a webinar between DSTRESSME and Menteere. So, I would like to you guys to introduce yourself first.
For sure, I can go.
Yes.
I'm Arnava. I am in Berkeley. I'm a freshman from the Bay Area, and yeah, I am an intending business major, and I'm one of the co-founders of Menteere. So very kind of pumped to be part of this, and happy to be in this call.
Sounds good. We're also very excited for this webinar. And
Okay, I can go. So am I audible?
yeah, yeah.
I'm usually not. Okay, so I'm Anshika and I'm going to UCL for law. I'll be starting my studies next August, and I have been working with Sukriti and Arnava and Sid on Menteere since summer 2020. And I'm honestly very proud of how far we've come, and we'll be launching in a month. So very excited about that.
That sounds amazing, Hanshika.
I'll go next. I'm Sid. I'm also a freshman at Berkeley. I'm majoring in electrical engineering and computer science, and I'm the most recent addition to the Menteer team, and I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, and I'm Sukriti, uh, and I'm studying business and legal studies at Berkeley with Setanara Nava. And honestly, thank you so much, Sia, for having us. Really appreciate it. And we're really excited. We're about to launch in about a month. Um, and I have a wonderful team of co-founders. So good days ahead.
Thank you for joining me for this webinar. So before we start, I'm just gonna give like a brief intro about De-Stress Me. So we're an upcoming startup for teenagers. So our basic aim is to create a society where teenagers can really talk about themselves and their feelings without any fear of judgment. So no one is judging their emotions. No one is judging that why are they feeling this way. So we're trying to create that society. So I would like to know what Menteer is and what are your aim through Menteer.
For sure. I can start, and then anyone who wants to add. Mentor is basically a platform that connects undergraduate students with high school students and gives access to resources. So, what we realized was that high school students don't have access to a lot of quality resources. That could be in the form of books, notes, or more importantly, mentorship. And that is essentially what we do. It's a peer-to-peer platform where, a student like you can talk to a student like me, just hop on a call and be like, help me with profile development, or I'm writing this essay, I don't know if I'm on the right track. And that's basically what we do. Instant access to mentorship. Anyone else?
Yeah, and to add to that, having transitioned from being high schoolers to college students like not too long ago, we're not only helping high schoolers here, but also helping undergraduates monetize their old notes, which are literally of no use to them now, right? Like we have so many notes lying around from last year, which we won't have a look at. So it's just one click, one upload, and they get monthly income. So it's also going to help, like, both the mentees and the mentors.
Yeah, think of it almost as the Spotify of student resources. Someone who's like me or Sid or you, who's now in freshman in college, can just go and scan and upload their notes in 60 seconds. Then they can start making money as those notes are used. And then on the other end of things, if you're a high schooler, you can go and you've got this huge repository of notes and videos and all types of resources, and you can add these to your playlists. See what those people got in the test in this, what score they got, and add them to your own individualized catered playlists and use them to succeed. And if you have any questions, you can just get on a call with someone in a top university in 10 minutes. So kind of the the Spotify of education.
That sounds like an amazing platform to go to, especially with the education. It's like, I'm in DP right now and it's like a lot of work. So, yeah, that sounds amazing. So, my next question is, what was your motivation behind creating Menteer? What really led you to, yes, let's create this platform for students?
So I think, sorry, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say that Mentor is very close to all of our hearts because we've literally been through it, right? Like having, at least for Sukriti and I, having studied IB in India in a school like Pathways, we didn't. I mean, the school was great, but we didn't have access to resources that would have really helped us, like reach our top like dream universities in that sense. And it's not that we didn't have it in us; it's just a lack of resources that got us where we are right now. And we think that just because we didn't have it, we really do feel like a personal touch here to help students who are in our positions, like in the positions where we were not too long ago.
Yeah, and actually, how it started was it was a I had so you know how during COVID our exams got cancelled, right? And I was like, I have so many good notes, they just go to waste. Like, what do I do with them? So I made this Wix website, and I was like, let's try and sell them. And I realized that there is a lot of demand for it because juniors obviously wanted notes from set toppers. And so I asked a couple of friends, and they wanted to sell their stuff. That's how it started. And then I realized a lot of students want to talk to us, right? Like how they just have a lot of questions. Teachers can't answer every question because they haven't been through it the way we're literally going through it. And that is where the peer mentorship part came in.
And I don't know if it was just some reckoning I had from being in quarantine for 8 months or something, but I feel like after the college decisions cycle and kind of in summer, I realized that I knew so much more about this whole process after going through it and kind of looking back at it that I knew, a year ago, a year and a half ago. And I feel like I would have had much more direction if something like Menteer existed, right? So maybe it was COVID that makes me feel like I'd have more direction, or maybe I think it would be Menteer. So I think Menteer is really close to my heart for that reason.
Right. And to add on to that, I feel like a lot of us already like put in so much effort, and then like we definitely feel like our work can help others. So why not make a platform that can help kind of just like distribute that?
And if we put it that way, like sharing your notes and advising your juniors, like juniors asking seniors for help, it's been an age-old practice, right? Like it's not about India or the US. Like everywhere, every school, every curriculum, this happens, right? So what we're essentially doing is just formalizing that practice and giving someone like a platform to actually reach out to seniors where you don't have direct access.
That makes sense, and I think it's a great platform for us. And now, what's exactly the plan of action? Like, how are you reaching out to high school students, and what is the plan of action here? I would love to know that a little about that.
I before anything, I have to give lots of credit to Sigriti and Anshika. They've been very proactive in that especially. We've created a pretty good list of students who are in top colleges, who have gotten in, and who can provide all these notes and everything. And in the end of the day, I think both our menteers and our students are extremely important. But getting those menteers are going to be, or our mentors are going to be extremely important in the first phase. So Sukriti and Anshika have been incremental in putting all that list together. So we have a bunch of people who are just waiting for the platform to open. That platform will be launched in about 30 days, and then we'll go from there. And we're already collecting notes, collecting resources, and in 30 days, hopefully we can have a platform where you can go and you can browse and create playlists, and I think that's their status right now.
Right.
I
And
think
to add
Anshul.
on,
Set up pretty well. Sorry, go on.
oh yeah, and to add on, I just like to say that we're going to start off as a website, and then we're going to focus on launching like mobile applications later on.
That sounds like a fair plan. So before I move on, I want to ask, how has this journey till now been for you all? What's been like running this initiative for you all?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's been all pleasant, right? Because with any startup, we've had so many obstacles to overcome, but because we have a great team and a support system for that, in that sense, I think we've had a smooth sailing. But as any startup, there have obviously been problems.
It's
I
been
mean, to be fair, in almost every meeting we have, there's at least two problems that come up. But I guess that's what makes it fun.
And neither of us can agree on a solution, right? So that's that.
Yeah, and we've had it's been really cool. I think everyone keeps everyone else on their toes. We have at times 4, 5, 6 calls a week in some weeks, and I think we've been very proactive throughout the entire process. It's been really cool because, like, just in terms, just for myself, I had all these ideas, but I'd never really acted on any of the ideas and tried to go big with it. But I think our team, we're all focused on the big goal, and so I think that it's been pretty good. I can't wait to see where we all go with this. I think that we have a great team, so I think we'll be pretty successful with this.
Yeah, I mean, when you just think of the progress we've made, yesterday I was thinking about it and I actually got, yeah, weirdly emotional. It started with the Wix website, and now we're going to have, I mean, Sid can probably talk better about this, but we're going to have a functional platform where you can actually go upload notes, buy them, get mentorship. It will be completely functional, right? And you can get money if you're mentoring. So I guess we're headed in the right direction.
Yeah, I think, all being an entrepreneur myself and, starting this initiative, de-stress me. I've gone through all these, hassles of, not being able to come to a decision and, not being able to cooperate. So I think a team is what really, pushes you that, yes, if it's a great team, the work happens. Yeah, definitely. So, mental health is really something, which is people are talking about it and they've started, focusing on it. How do you think Menteere will really cater to, teenagers' mental health or students' mental health? Because you're really focusing, your target audience is really the high school students. How do you think it will cater to their mental health?
Okay. So I think that the number one for us is that it's student to student, right? Peer to peer. So I think that we're trying to reduce that kind of the pressure and the stress that all these super formal platforms that are all made, by adults for you to like succeed at any cost. So I think that's where we can help with mental health, right? We are a peer to peer platform, right? Someone like me who would be a mentor, I went through the same process a year ago, right? 2 years ago. So I know the hurdles that I faced, right? I can, with good accuracy, understand the hurdles that whoever I am mentoring is facing at the moment. So I think that just that kind of peer to peer aspect, and also me being able to actually relate with who I'm teaching, right? Me being able to understand their struggles. I think that we can alleviate stress in that, and I 100% feel for and know how much stress people go through in 11th and 12th grade, especially when they're in all these and when they have all these adults breathing down their neck to succeed and succeed without any recourse, right? So obviously I think that we can be that platform for students. I think that that's where we really help in mental health.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stress stems from school and submissions and work and not having the right resources, right? So I think the two ways in which we'll be helping would be, so one is that we're formalizing the practice, right? So even if students do have access to smart seniors and like high achieving graduates, we give them a platform to do that conveniently. And second are the people who don't have access to this and they stress over the fact that we don't have access, right? Like suppose Sukriti and I, for instance, we had no access and we would stress about that every single day of our lives. So in that sense, we'd be tapping that stress.
Yeah, I mean, just for an example, when I was applying to Berkeley, right, you know that from Pathways, no one else has ever gone to Berkeley. And I wanted someone to review my waitlist essay. And there was no one because no one has ever gone. If there was something like Menti, I could just come on the platform, look at all the students who are going to Berkeley, right, and see who's pursuing a major which is as close as the one I want to pursue. Maybe who's an IB student as well, and then just hop on a call with them. That's how easy we want to make it.
Yeah, that really makes sense. So, before we move on to the next question, I want to know, how smooth was your college process? And, how would you like if you had Menteer when you were applying for college? So, anyone can go, I would love to know a little about that.
Sure, I can go first. So it was definitely a very, very stressful experience at first, just because you really don't know where you're gonna go. It's like a black box almost. You just apply and then you just see what happens. And I feel like if you had like that sense of direction and you kind of knew what you wanted to do beforehand, you took the right steps, you knew like you had like a plan in place, it would make that process a lot simpler. And that's what I think Menteer like aims to achieve. Like it can help provide students help from people that have like just recently graduated or like are currently going to college. It can help them understand like what they did and what like a plan of action might be.
Uh, I think also Sukriti and I were both kind of similar in this, that we were both the waitlist students. So the stress extended beyond just uh, beyond just the initial phase. For months and months, we didn't know any idea where we were gonna go. So it was a pretty rocky process, right? Applications go out in November, December, and then we didn't hear a definitive answer even in March when it came out. So it was almost like a 6-8 month process for us. But at least on my end, it taught me a lot, right? There's so many essays, there were so many different prompts to write about. It was kind of fun, but I'm pretty happy that it's over. I'm pretty happy that it's done. But it was a great learning experience, stressful, but happy it's done.
And to add to that for me, so for instance, at Pathways, right, I needed help, right, to apply. But for one is that school counselors aren't always the most helpful because they have so much workload, right? They have like 100 students to take care of in one go. And I think most of us, Sukriti and I, at least, we joined external counselors, which I honestly think was my biggest regret during my college journey, right? Because I feel like if I had access to someone who's actually gone to the college I'm looking to go to, and I could have just hopped on a call with them, five to six calls in total, maybe, right? I would have gotten the guidance I needed without having to pay a humongous amount that all of us have paid. And it's like, it would have been so much more efficient and useful to me because those college counselors, again, they themselves haven't gone to these colleges, haven't been through the process of applying to these colleges. They're just helping you choose your course. That's worth one call on Menteer, right? So I think that's something that I would have really loved to have.
I think the team really summarizes it well. I would just say I made so many mistakes during college application season. Something as simple as I just didn't apply to Canada, even though I know if I would have, like, I might have like gotten really good opportunities. Or I went for a summer school which was not even competitive, so it added nothing to my profile. I think mistakes like those can be so easily avoided, and we are literally the best people to talk to because we've done it and we've gone through it and we've made it. I am not one of them, but our mentors definitely are.
I mean, with my college counselors, like literally 98% of my colleges were safeties. So I was so underconfident because they made me feel so underconfident. And I didn't get to apply to my dream colleges, right? I literally didn't apply to US, the entire country I missed out on. So, and that is a major regret. And I think it wouldn't have happened just if I'd spoken to someone at these universities and gotten a sense of how it's like and how difficult the process would be.
I think I can say your persuasion skills are on point because sitting here, like, I'm convinced that, before I apply, I should have a call with you all. So, yeah, you like, for me, I'm so confused what I want to do. So, I'm like, yes, now I'm thinking that, I need to have a call with them. Definitely. So, how this whole college process, there's a lot of stress around it, a kind of, fair and, what if you don't get in, what will happen? A lot of, all these thoughts come in. So, how would you really, give a piece of advice if you are to right now, that if someone doesn't get into one college, suppose there are so many colleges. So, from your end, what would be the piece of advice to somewhere relieve that, pressure while applying, that, that if we don't get in?
Honestly, for this, I just want to say that college admissions teams can be extremely unpredictable, right? You could get into colleges that you had like you wouldn't even have remotely imagined getting into, and you'd be rejected from your safeties. So don't take it to heart because it honestly is not a reflection of your capabilities. Like it literally depends on who's checking your application at that point in time and what their mood is. Quite literally.
And hey, look, first of all, getting into college, it's it's a great accomplishment, but your story doesn't end with college, right? College is just a means, and wherever you go, you're gonna be, as long as you put in work, as long as you have a focus. Wherever you go, you're gonna excel, and there's always gonna be many, many, many more opportunities down the road. And the way I look at it, but this is mostly because I got rejected by most colleges, was that you know, they don't deserve you. It's not that you don't deserve them; they don't deserve you. But just generally, you're always gonna have great opportunities, and you know, don't get down about it, because at the end of the day, you know, this is just a stepping stone, and really everything works out. I mean, take it from a waitlist student, you know, everything ends up working out at some point, so don't worry.
That really gives a lot of confidence to me also. So before we end, something you really want to share with high school students, and why they should become. And I was seeing, you were starting internships also, and just a piece of maybe advice, or just to convince them, what would you really say that why they should join Menteer as an intern, or talk to you guys, something you would like to end the note with.
I'd say as an intern, I feel like for high schoolers, right? I mean, okay, for undergraduates, in getting internships is slightly easier comparatively, but for high schoolers, you don't get internships around. You just don't, right? And with Mentor, you get to learn about the startup environment, which I think is a great resume benefit and really helps you grow as a person. When you do actually step out in the corporate world, this experience you would have learned so much, right? Like I'm learning so much from Mentor, especially from Sukriti, Arunava, and Sid. So the more you interact with people working on a startup, I think it's just really good for your personal and professional growth.
um yeah, and look, I think Menteer, this is the ground floor, right? We haven't launched yet, but I think an internship gives you a chance to be part of something, uh, you know, something big, and something that's just that hasn't even started yet, right? So I guess you know, it's not going to say this, but you know, it'll look good if Menteer does well. You're gonna like it look really good on your resume, and you know, our team, you know, for everything goes out to our team. I think Anshika, Sigrili, and Sid, they're you can learn so much from them, and you know, if you intern, I think you know, you can learn a lot of stuff about college, about you know, in their respective fields, whatever they're doing. So I think Menteer is a pretty good opportunity.
I mean, in the end, as we've pointed out numerous times, it all comes down to access, right? We're giving you access to internships that you wouldn't otherwise have had.
I think it sounds great, and I really need to, I love the persuasion and communication skills of you all. It's like it already gives the passion you have for this initiative, and it's evident the way you love what you're doing. And lastly, I want to thank you all for coming on this platform, and reaching out to teenagers through this, and talking to them about the whole process. And I think it will really help them, and you will start getting calls very soon from them. So
Um,
yeah,
I guess I'll just add that I think to end sort of, I know that this entire process is genuinely really stressful. High school in itself is so stressful. After that, the pressure of getting into the next part of your life, and something like De-Stress Me can, I'm certain that it can be really helpful. We just want to help. Similarly, we just want to help high school students as well, because we've been through it and we know it's not easy. So once we launch, we hope we can help, students around the world, because it's not easy, but we want to make it easy for you.
yeah, sounds really great. Lovely talking to you all, and thank you for joining
Thanks,
in,
yeah.
guys.
Same with you,
Thank you
yeah.
so much, Sina.
Yeah, thank you for having us.